Welcome in, everybody, to the Week 14 Commission Address, the final Commission Address of the 2025 regular season. The playoffs are set, and let's take a quick look at how we got there. Starting off with Commish Prime taking on Commissioner's Pity Prize. And I'm pretty sure everybody saw it coming when they saw my score put up for this week. In order to have a chance in any way, shape, or form to make the playoffs, I needed to have a good week, and I did not. I put up 83 points. Jalen Hurts sums up my entire fucking season when in one play he had an interception and a fumble for a -4 points in one fucking play. He threw the pick. Philly offense forced the fumble back from the Chargers. He picked up the fumble and then promptly fumbled it again. And that pretty much sums up my season. He ends up with 4 points. Igbuka was quiet through the second half of the season. I thought he was going to be great for me for the whole season, but he was not, and it wasn't because he had healthy receivers coming back to steal targets from him. He just went quiet. He had 9 targets with 2 catches, 15 yards on the night. Devontae Smith with 7, Quentin Johnson with 2, Tyrod Taylor with -0.76. Like 83 fucking points. Congrats, Casey. Got a win here at the end of the season, 112-83, and that will put an end to my playoff hopes. Casey will wrap up 12th place in the league, and he will get a bye week in the bitch playoffs. Kamara Chameleon taking on the waiver wire. The waiver wire in a good position going into this week, already had a playoff spot wrapped up. Kamara Chameleon needed to have a good week and a little bit of help to avoid the bye week in the bitch playoffs. He did have 2 wins on the week, but unfortunately for him, he will still be in 11th position. A good outing from Josh Allen with 37 points, and Christian Watson, who's been hot lately, with 24 points. 23 from Sam Darnold, who is looking great in Seattle. Brandon Aubrey, what a game from him with 25 points. He was 5 for 5 on field goals, including 2 from over 50 yards and 1 from over 60 yards. He was on fire in Dallas's loss to Detroit. Both of those teams needing wins. Detroit maybe not as badly as Dallas. Dallas is likely to miss the playoffs. I think their chances are still there, but Detroit has a good chance to make a push into the playoffs. Kamara Chameleon coming away with the win, 156-114. Big fucking enemy TDs against Chubb in my Butker. Big fucking enemy TD's only putting up 105 points here. He also needed a big week and some help in order to make the playoffs. He did not have a big week, and as we'll see later, the help that Justin and I needed to make the playoffs did not come to fruition. Jacoby Brissett with 20 points. Bashal Tootin with -1.5. That's a tough game. Excuse me. We had J.J. McCarthy had a decent game against Washington. He had 3 tutties through the air, which was good to see. I don't know what happened to Washington, but they got blown out 31-0. I still don't know if JJ is the future. He has been abysmal, for lack of better terms. He hasn't shown a lot of bright sides, so it's nice to see one game where he showed up, but neither team in this matchup showed up. Chubb and my Butker with the low-scoring win of 114-105, and with that single victory, it does keep Spencer in first spot in the regular season. So congrats, Spencer, on first position, as well as wrapping up that first week by heading into the main playoffs. Big fucking enemy TDs will have to settle for not making the playoffs. Dumpster Fire taking on Laddies and Gentlemen. What a tight matchup this was. Technically, Rob had a chance to make the playoffs, but he needed like 300 points this week to do it, maybe even more. So it probably wasn't going to happen. Jameer Gibbs has been on fire lately for Dumpster Fire. And he will, I believe he keeps himself, he does not have a bye in the first week of the bitch playoffs, which is slightly better. He has a chance to win out and not get into the finals there. Jalen Waddle and Jacoby Myers had decent games. RJ Harvey has been starting to shine for Denver as they look to continue their push to lead the AFC. They are atop there just ahead of New England. I believe they have the tiebreaker. Ladies and gentlemen, with the victory in this one, both these guys did get the median win this week, but both will miss the playoffs. Fearboner taking on Bijan Maystord. Both these guys wrapped up playoff positions prior to heading into Week 14. Fearboners did have a great week with 165 points. Lamar Jackson finally put up some points. He has been struggling lately. If we take a look, his last 3 weeks prior to Week 14, 7 points, 7 points, 6 points. And the Ravens are going to need him to continue playing like this if they want to have any chance of making the playoffs. Unfortunately, they did lose this week. It was a huge matchup, actually, within division against Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh will still be leading that division, but it is open. There is actually a non-zero chance that the Bengals still win that division. And a possibility, I read the other day, that if Buffalo wins out and New England loses, I think, one of their next 3, there's a chance that the Bengals host the New England Patriots in the first round of the playoffs, which is crazy with how New England has been playing. I think New England will wrap up that division as Buffalo has been a bit of, you can't really tell what's going on with them. Sometimes they win games that you think are going to be real close, and then they go and lose against teams like the Dolphins, who are kind of one of those teams that it's like a trap game. I feel like the Dolphins and the Panthers, those are games you feel like you should win, and then you get fucking blown out by them. All the Atlanta fans know that all too well. JSN having a terrific season. He had 28 points. Seattle is just killing teams in the first half. They just seem to be scoring 3 to 4 touchdowns in the first half of every fucking game. They beat Atlanta 37-9 in Week 14. Fearboners will stay in second position heading into the playoffs, so he will secure that second bye week. So congrats, Shane. Bijan Maystord will stay in the playoffs, obviously. So congrats to both of those guys. Raw Brown Puka taking on She Love Penix When I Dick Her. So this was the help that Jordan gave Justin, Rob, and I. We needed Jordan to have a shitty week, and he only put up 222 fucking points. Smashing his way into the 6th and final playoff spot. He'll actually lead the league, believe it or not, in points for this season, in the regular season, and he will just make 6th position, which is just crazy. You've had a couple of tight matchups this season where you didn't come away with the victory, but you smashed your way into the playoffs. So congrats to Jordan with 222 points. Sheila Penix When I Dick Her will be in the playoffs. He put up 128. I don't think that was enough for the median win. but Infuse will get both victories this 14th and final week of the regular season, thanks in part to 35 points from Puka Nakua with 7 catches for $167 and 2 tutties. Harold Fannin catching touchdowns and 8 balls from Shedeur Sanders, who put up 34 points in the loss against Tennessee, which is crazy that they lost to Tennessee. The Browns' defense is ridiculous. Myles Garrett has been on a tear. I think going into this game, I don't know how many he had in this game, but going into this game, he had 19 sacks already on the season. 22 and a half is the single season record. So he is creeping up on that. Should be able to beat it, but the Cleveland Browns defense were only able to hold the Tennessee Titans to 31 points. And Cleveland will have to settle in for the loss despite the shining light that Shedeur Sanders was. The Browns have named Sanders as the starting quarterback for the rest of the regular season, trying to get him some reps so that he is either good to go for next year, or if he shits the bed, then maybe they have some questions to answer. Michael Wilson has been on fire as of late for the Arizona Cardinals. His last three of his last 4 games have been 21 points or higher, including a 33 point performance. And in this week, a 37-point performance with 11 catches for $142 and 2. And Jordan will be rolling with a full head of steam into the playoffs in that 6th and final spot. Let's take a quick look at the standings here. Chubb My Butker and Fear Boners will get the first 2 positions, good enough for the bye week, both at 18 and 10, followed by Nick and Eric at 17 and 11. And then She Love Penix When I Dicker in the sole position of 5th with 16 and 12, and Infuse getting into the playoffs, wrapping up that 6th and final spot at 15 and 13. In the bitch playoffs, Mickey and Casey will get the bitch bye week. Of course, in the playoffs, bitch playoffs, in Sleeper, you want to win to get out. You do not want to lose all the way through the playoffs. Of course, that will happen to somebody. If you lose, you move on. Let's take a look at the matchups for Week 15. Of course, we've had the Thursday night games played already. In the bitch playoffs, we have Commish Prime taking on Laddies and Gentlemen, and Big Fucking Anime TDs taking on Dumpster Fire. Now, of course, we have Shane and Spencer with the bye weeks, so they do not have to play this week in the main playoffs. We do have Wade taking on Eric in the first matchup of the playoffs. Let's take a quick look at that, because we did have the Thursday night game. For Eric, Bijan Robinson had a good game, 29 points. Hell yeah. Chris Godwin, 14 points. Not bad considering he's coming back from injury, and he did have a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. He only had 20 yards on the night, but 14 points, that's pretty good. And then look at fucking Kyle Pitts. 11 catches for 166 and 3 touchdowns for 45 points. 45 points from Kyle Pitts. That is, I believe, the 5th highest tight end score ever, and the highest since the 90s. That is enough. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think his last 6 weeks combined have not been 45 points. So Kyle Pitts coming in huge in the first week of the playoffs. Right now, Wade is projected to win by 184 to 160. Of course, there's lots of football left to play, and Eric isn't that far away. 160 is not a bad score. Lots can happen, but that is a terrific start for Wade. In the other matchup of the playoffs, we have Rob Brown Puka taking on the waiver wire, And Mike Evans with 19 points. That's a pretty decent start from him on Thursday night. This is going to be, by the looks of it, a much tighter matchup as Nick is projected to win 162 to 157. Of course, lots of football left to play. Lots of names on both sides with high fluctuations. Of course, we have Jordan Love, who could put up 8 points or 30. Jonathan Taylor could put up 8 points or 50. And then, of course, on the other side, you've got guys like Christian McCaffrey and Devontae Adams, who could be huge. It's exciting. Even though I'm not in the playoffs, I'm fucking pumped. This season has been so good. It's been so much fun. I feel so revitalized this season for fantasy football. And honestly, the NFL seems more interesting this year than it has in a long time. Who's going to win the NFC? Is it going to be the Rams? Is it going to be Seattle? Is there going to be another team like Green Bay or the 49ers come in and take the lead? And then, of course, you have the AFC with the North being interesting. Are the Ravens going to win? The Steelers? Maybe the Bengals make a push. I know Joe Burrow doesn't seem happy. The Bengals can't afford to give him up, and nobody can afford to pay him. So he's probably stuck there at least for another season. But we'll see what happens there. Are the Chiefs going to make the playoffs? No, it really doesn't look like it. I don't think their chances are zero yet, but they need a lot of help. So I kind of love to see Mahomes not in the playoffs. That makes me feel good. You've got the Bills playing better as of late. You've got the Broncos on a roll. You've got the Patriots who have been playing so well. Drake May has been so good for them. I don't know if I'm ready for the Patriots to be good again. You know, they had their time, fuck off, but that just might be coming from a Vikings fan who's just fuck. Like the rest of our team is playoff ready. Our defense is playoff ready. Our wide receiver core is playoff ready. Our running back room is fine. Our O line sucks, and our quarterback sucks. And fuck, I just want, goddamn, with a decent quarterback, we'd be making a push. We would. But anyway, I digress. The NFL is fun to watch this year. I feel like anybody can beat anybody. I don't know who's going to make the playoffs. The NFC is so tight for who's going to get in and who's not. But I wish you guys luck in the main playoffs. Congrats again to Spencer and Shane for getting the bye week. May your players stay ever healthy and unproductive. Commish out.